Looking forward to sharing this information with you because what I am laying on the table for you today really gives you the levers and the ability to make 2025 the best year ever for you and your brewery. And I talk about this as being a holistic approach because I've got 5 different levers. Now, you can pull 1 or 2 or 3 of those, but the more levels that you do pull, the more effective the entire strategy is going to be. There's kind of an exponential effect when you stack each one of these things on top of each other. One's great, two's good, just keep doing them, put them together. You may not be able to get them all together all at once, but if you put each of these different elements into your business going forward, they'll each work with each other, they'll each enhance each other, and it'll make you able to increase business, sell more product, and do so with less time and energy on your behalf. That's this targeted, holistic approach that I want to share with you today. I think you're going to find going forward, 2025 and beyond, the breweries that are going to do the best may not have the best beer. And that's something that might be a little difficult for some folks to swallow. But the truth's going to be the best marketers, the people who best serve their customers' totality of their needs are the ones who are going to thrive. And those that don't reach in and do these types of things are probably, unfortunately, not going to do very well. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Over the next 12 to 24 months, how you market your brewery is going to have more of an impact on your success than it ever has before. So right now, put email down below in the comments, and I'm going to get you an entire marketing guide I put together for free to help your business grow. It's something you need to implement because if you're not marketing to the best of your ability, if you're not pulling the right levers and doing them the right way, even if you have the best beer anybody's ever made, you're going to have some difficulties going forward. And let's make sure your great beer reaches the people who will enjoy it. There are 5 different elements I'm going to touch on. The 5th one might be the only one that you do. I would say it's the most common of the 5. Let me know at the end of the video if you agree. Let's dive into things. The first level I want to pull is customer loyalty and retention. I want you to think 2025, one of the goals I want you to put, if you don't have it in place yet, put a loyalty program together. Now, from a structural standpoint, make this a tiered reward or membership club and incentivize repeat business. Do it in a way that complements your brand. Everything I'm going to talk about needs to kind of tie into that. And a key thing I think you want to fold into this to make sure that it does its very best would be to implement referral incentives as well. Encourage your existing customers to refer friends and provide discounts or freebies. Let people really benefit from being part of this loyalty program. They're going to lean into you and your business. Some breweries doing this. Founders Brewing has a mug club. Members receive benefits like a 20% discount. They also get access to exclusive merchandise and special event invites. You make them feel special as though they're getting something maybe the general public's not. And what you're doing is you're creating a one-on-one relationship with your brewery and that customer. And that's the type of thing that will allow you to survive difficult times going forward as a business. Another loyalty program that I want to share with you, and what I really like about this was they kind of thought outside of the box. And marketing is all about coming up with an idea, testing it, and seeing if it works. And if it works and your customers gravitate towards it, then it's a winner. It might not work for everybody, but here's something I want you to think about. I think it's pretty cool. Uncle Billy's Brewing and Smokehouse. They have a mug club program like we talked about with Founders, but what they also do is members get larger pours at the standard prices. They get discounts automatically on things like merchandise. They get access to exclusive events, and they have a true community, and it's driven repeat customers. And I'm willing to guarantee, I haven't seen the data, but this type of program will not only get people to spend more each time they come and visit you, but it will definitely increase the number of times they do come to visit you. Next lever I want you to consider pulling is creating and having a content strategy, a real plan. Now, you may every once in a while throw up some videos and toss something up on social media. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm sure most folks are doing that. What I'm referencing is putting together a real plan that has a purpose and a drive, and everything you do has a focus. Everything starts with your branding. If you don't feel like you really can right now, hey, Trip, my brand identity is, and let me know exactly what that is. If you couldn't do that right now, after this video, check this one out. I'll also put a link in the description of the video because this is all about honing in your branding. Going forward over these next couple of years, if you don't have your branding honed in, your revenue will not be what it could be. That's just a fact. That's where this industry is right now. I've seen other industries do that, and that's one of those things that's non-negotiable. So you are now at a point where you need to make that decision. Should I or shouldn't I? And when you have that branding in place, now what you want to do from a content strategy point of view is emphasize things like storytelling. Share your brewery's journey. Talk about how you go about your brewing process. Get into some team stories. Are there great stories about the people working in your business? Maybe it has nothing to do with what they do with you here. Maybe, the guy who sweeps up at night also almost made the Olympic team, in 1996. I mean, it could be something like that, but you get my point. Have stories and share them. People are going to like that. Another thing I want you to do is have user generated content, UGC. You want to motivate customers to share their experiences with your product and in your facilities through social media. And you want to have branded hashtags. They coincide with your brand. That's why we talk about all these things kind of do go together, pieces of a puzzle. But you've got to have branded hashtags and encourage folks and share their posts through your social media so they get some reward by actually doing it. That's in place of paying influencers today. To some degree, it's all about sharing content and helping them bring their message to more folks. Additionally, I want you to leverage social media. Now, I would recommend focusing on one to start out with. Some folks really like being on social media. Focus on the one that you're on the most. Start there, but totality of where you might want to think about from a social media picture, look at Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Those are the main three that I would say. Some combination of them, one, two, or all three. You want to share behind the scenes brewing content. Put things like we talked about different stories about you, your breweries, the people that work there, maybe your community at large, what got you started in this business, where you want the business to go. Share those things. Post short, engaging videos. Also dive into things like how we brewed our latest IPA, how we got started, how we decided what our menu is. Embrace video marketing. Use them to tell your story, showcase events, and share beer pairings. Teach people how to better enjoy your product through these videos. I also want you to optimize for local SEO. Claim and optimize your Google business profile and your Bing places. Big thing about Bing now is ChatGPT is using Bing for local search. I've got a whole video about that. That'll be in the description, and I'll put that right here, right now as well. You should check that out because leaning into ChatGPT over the next 12 to 24 months and making sure you're coming up will only become more and more and more important for you. Kind of the high level things to think about after you've done all this. Consider running geo-targeted ads. They'll promote things like local events, limited releases, and those types of things. Another thing I want you to do is get people's phone numbers and get into SMS campaigning. You want to set up local customer updates about things like promotions. Some breweries and businesses that are leaning into this, I mean, Budweiser had a really cool promotion. It was called the 644 campaign. Lionel Messi is one of their spokespeople, and what they did was they sent custom bottles to all the goalkeepers he had scored against. It generated over 3 billion impressions, and it had extensive media coverage. So I guess there's 644 goalies and counting who he scored on. Now, I'm not expecting you to put that kind of campaign together. You don't have the resources that Budweiser has, but you could do something like Archetype Brewing. They have a local brew program. They encourage customers to attend their events, share photos, photos, and that results in a bank of user-generated images for social media. And you can reward those folks that do the best job, that get the most reach and things like that by sharing merch. And here's probably a tip. Someone who's really into your brewery, someone loves your products, does a great job of sharing it, gets tons of views, they're going to actually do it wearing your merch. So it just helps build upon that. So lean into this. It will help you succeed. The third level I want you to use is data. If your POS system or your any other kind of tool that you use in your business, if it has customer relationship management, often called CRM in it, I want you to collect and analyze customer data so that you can personalize marketing events. For instance, if I love your IPAs and you notice through my purchase patterns, I'm always buying a bunch of it. Well, when you introduce a new IPA, shouldn't I be one of the first people who know? Maybe even before some of the people who work for you, because I love what you make and I'm probably going to come in and buy it. Another thing about data, A/B test things. That can be your email marketing. I strongly encourage that. If you're not collecting emails, address, and phone numbers, you're missing out. I've got videos about that. I'll put that here. And another thing I'm throwing down there in the description so you have access to that as well. But I want you to A/B test things. Every major marketing, anything you see on network television, any type of huge name brand, household name business, A/B tests their marketing so that every effort, every bit of time or money that's spent gets a maximum amount of returns. So if they have to do that and they see value in it, let me ask you, should little guys like you and I have to do that too? Of course. A business that I want, it's not a brewery that I want to share with you, is a Chinese jewelry company called Chow Sang Sang. They use an omni-channel loyalty program to reach out to their best customers, collect data, and make decisions based on it. They've integrated a loyalty program with messaging apps, and they implement chatbots that go out and collect data from their customers. And it enables them to effectively use customer segmentation and target marketing to boost the results of their marketing campaigns. Sometimes they've seen an increase up to 35%. So it takes a bit more work, but by doing that, think about this. If you were able to, any of your last marketing campaigns or last social media campaigns, if you could increase things by 35%, what would that have done to your revenue? Would have been pretty good, because that bump, usually revenue-wise, is 100% profit. Hopefully your marketing campaign pay for itself in the campaign. So a 35% increase, pure profit, that essentially almost goes directly to your bottom line. Now let's talk about community building. This is something that's going to be so important for you and your business going forward. I want you to think about creating online communities. It could be a Facebook page or a Facebook group. It could be on Discord. Find places where people who are enthusiastic about you, your business, and your product can get together. And by spending a little time on there and interacting with those folks, those are A1 customers for you. And you want to be able to interact with them and give them a place to kind of grow and expand their interest in you and your business. Consider things like events. They can be both virtual as well as in purpose. Have situations where you go out and try and have Q&A sessions with folks. Talk about getting everybody into your facility, have brewing classes. Do things that kind of reach out to a bigger audience. You want to prioritize your local market. Think about partnering with local restaurants, other bars, coffee shops, maybe a coffee-based beer that you partner with a local coffee shop. Go to places where people who are community-minded will find you. Places like farmers markets, local fairs. Have a little portable setup where you can share your products and information about it. Now let's talk about seasonal campaign. I want you to develop seasonal beers, create limited time breweries. They can be for holidays, they can be based on the seasons of the year, it can be tied to local events, all sorts of different things that people can lean into. We just talked a little bit about that idea of a coffee-based beer. It could be a situation where you have a special IPA for a local bar. Lean into those things. It will help increase sales. It will help establish partnerships with businesses in and around you, and that partnership will help your business grow as well as theirs. These are almost always 100% win-win. And tied with these seasonal campaigns, have themed marketing efforts. You want to align your promotions with these seasonal or holiday types of beers so that you're going to attract people in a timely manner so that they'll begin to understand that these things happen at your brewery. There's always something new, different, and fun for them to explore. They're going to want to do that. And you can really think outside of the box when it comes with pairing up. I mean, Budweiser and Uber did a seasonal campaign about the holidays about safe driving. It enhanced their brand image as someone who cares about the people who consume their products, and it showed a community-based response. Craft brewery business, it's reached kind of a tipping point, and it's not unusual. Pretty much whether it be automobiles or loads of other types of industry and products, have been in the place that you are right now. And what we're seeing now is there'll probably be less craft breweries in the next 5 to 10 years, but each one will be much larger. So the question's going to come down to, how do you adjust? The car industry, there used to be thousands of different automobiles made in just America. That's not the case today, nowhere near that. And the reason that this happens is just tied to how consumers end up moving and purchasing, and how the human mind kind of gets people to make purchasing decisions. So as we go forward, here's the thing that I think is really important. Each one of those 5 things will allow you to generate more revenue with all the efforts you do, allow you to reach more people with everything you do. It will allow you to have on-demand contact to when you do want to see an increase in revenue or traffic to your brewery, you can make that happen. And you're going to better align with the people who like your products and create a better connection with them. Those 5 things I just talked about will do that. Now, let me know if you think that it will help your business grow and thrive, because I think it will. Go ahead down in the comments. Let me know if you think this is something that will make your brewery grow. And if you do have any questions, let me know. Cheers.